Hey guys, welcome to the Crypto Wave podcast, where we keep you up to date on the latest news, trends, and people that are making waves in crypto. Joining me here today are my co-hosts, Jesse and Joey. How's everybody doing?
Joey, how are you?
I am doing fine. What a show we have today.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Yeah.
There's so many buzzwords that we hear in the cryptoverse, and you hear words like blockchain and Bitcoin and metaverse and
if you
NFTs,
talk to Joey, Shiba Inu.
Shiba, baby.
Shiba Inu.
smart contracts. So
Cardano.
Yes.
Let it ride, baby. Let it ride.
yeah, so there are so many like new buzzwords that are spreading the space. So today we're going to introduce the word DAO. So DAO is a decentralized autonomous organization, and we're super excited to have joining us to talk and discuss more on DAOs, the co-founders of the TIME DAO, David and Alex.
Now I knew DAO as like a Chinese theology. Taoism.
Oh yeah,
Taoism,
it's
yeah.
like
Yeah. So I'm wondering if there's any correlation there.
That's a good
If it's
question
like,
to ask.
Is this like a Zen type thing that they're bringing? you
If everyone makes money on this,
Yes.
there is a Zen to money.
There's a Zen to money.
There is a Zen to money. So,
Well, without further ado, we do have them visiting all the way from Montreal,
Montreal.
Which
Our
is
first guest, too.
which is in the Quebec
Region.
Yeah. Well, it's less of a region. It's they have the provinces.
Provinces.
Right. So a lot of French speaking in Quebec.
It is
and
the French.
And I've
it
heard
is the
Montreal is absolutely gorgeous as a city. Great
Yes.
dining. So we may have to go visit.
road trip,
Yeah.
Take it on the
absolutely.
road?
Let's take it on the road.
like Bing and Bob.
You never know. You never know.
You don't know Bing and Bob either, do
No,
you?
no,
Bing
no.
Crosby, Bob Hope on the road again.
You know, Joey, I really wish there's a demographic that understands all your.
On the road again.
Yeah,
I've heard.
Now, Willie Nelson
I've
sang
heard
that
of
song.
Bing Crosby.
yeah. No, we
Well, White Christmas, of course, but
yeah, not for.
but
road
they had
trip
a whole
movies.
theme. We're on the road.
Okay,
They had theme songs.
we'll have to do our homework, Jen.
I've only been to Toronto when we go to Canada. I've only
really?
been to Toronto.
Well, we've traveled in the past, so now let's go into the future.
Yeah. You
I
want to
like
bring
it.
them in?
Let's bring them
Let's
in.
br- let's
Oh,
bring
let's
'em
go. Let's roll.
All right. All the way from Montreal
There we go.
and representing Time DAO. Let's hear what these guys have to say. Welcome to the show, David, Alexandre. How are you guys?
Hi guys.
Hi, guys. Thank you. Welcome aboard.
Yes.
So
Hey
excited.
guys,
Thank you
thanks
for
for
having
having us.
So DAO, where did that acronym come from? Because like we just suggested, it is like a religion, an ancient Chinese religion, Taoism. But there's no correlation.
It doesn't
Yeah, okay.
derive from that at all. No.
Okay, well then tell
But-
me
but the-
tell me what
there-
is a
there is-
DAO?
There is a Zen aspect to the DAO concept. Basically, DAO is the foundation of it is taking out of fragile human hands processes that can fail and putting it in the hands of machines that won't fail. So yeah, there is a Zen aspect to it.
There you
So
go, Jesse. Jesse just stole the punch of the whole show.
yeah. So I guess there is a with this, how do you say, uninterruptible, without time, without different people trying to service these capsules. I just want to know like where the concept came from. I mean, were you guys into time capsules before, or somebody who is also a founder? Why is time capsules important, and what did Time DAOs provide? Like what kind of service are you guys trying to remedy?
All right, that's a good question. Actually, our founding member is not here. It's my friend, like a longtime friend. His name is Ludovic, and he got his idea in 2016. And actually, he played with the idea a bit, and it left the idea like sitting somewhere in his brain. And during the pandemic, like we all were locked down in France as well. And he really was looking for, something meaningful to work on. And he the idea came back to him, and this idea made him realize that right now there is no sure, like solid, durable way to transmit things to yourself in the future or to other people in the future, next generations, or your children or stuff like that. There is no easy, affordable, and really durable way to do that, except maybe for like notary or something. But that's not the kind of service you want to purchase to transmit. I don't know, like a letter that you wrote the week your daughter was born, and you want to have her read in 18 years, something like that. So it was really the art of the concept. And beyond that, I think the really what I perceive as being the core emotional value of this idea is the ability to transmit it through objects. So that is going to be for another time, another episodes. But yeah, that's the core of the project. And actually, the project is and that's something we're talking about again and again, because it's very difficult to really to really seize the essence of what we're trying to do, because it's something that for us is very it's very emotional. We both are I don't know, like spiritual guys. We did some spiritual work on ourselves and stuff like that. And so being coherent with where we are and what we do on Earth, and having a positive influence and being like worthy humans, it's very important for us. And he saw in this project the opportunity to bring that, to bring a tool, an opportunity, an option, and a new vision for how we relate to time and how we perceive our future, which is, I think, something that it's perfectly timed. So we really need to think about the future and what we're gonna do, and what's coming to us, and how we're gonna deal with that. And so this tool for us is a brick, like a small brick in that monument, basically.
And it's such a great way to capture a conceptual object through space and time. Yes.
I think using the word brick is a good way to go.
Yeah, definitely. So can we go back, though, before we get into the thick of what the project is? And can you break down what a DAO actually is?
Sure. And first of all, I think, well, we should go a bit back into Time Capsule, just a tiny bit before we actually jump into the DAOs, because there's a big transition between the capsules and the actual DAOs. So guys, let me ask you a question. Have you ever built yourself a time capsule in your childhood?
Yeah, in high school.
They've all done. They've all done it, and I've done it actually.
Yeah.
Also, and I think we all did some sort of physical capsule, right? Either in an envelope or in a box. And so, as we all know, right, when we placed our messages in those envelopes, in those boxes, we knew that we were taking a risk that we might have never see that content back again, because time actually poses uncertainty. So that's why there are some digital capsules examples, and today time capsule providers exist. So they're companies, and they offer digital time capsule services where you can store your data, store files that you want to send to yourself in the future. And so the concept of DAOs come from the issue with current digital time capsules. So digital time capsules are hosted by companies, and let me break it down to you. All companies die. Someday all companies die. And DAOs do not die. And that's where the whole transition goes from. So to go into DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations, as we mentioned at the beginning of the episode. So they're traditional organizations, such as probably any business, except that they're not ruled by any human agents. They're basically organizations run by code, governed by rules that we set in advance. So shortly said, that's what a DAO is.
Now, who recognizes that contract? You built these systems, you built these terms, but who services these time capsules, 20 years, 30 years, 50, 100 years from now? And is there an ethical, like moral kind of, certification or I just, who's going to administrate all this? And I mean, is it like going to be like a, I don't know, some kind of generational, like, you pass on the key, like, don't lose this key. So many people are counting on this, if you're going to service this. I mean, it just sounds like, so, again, we're talking about some esoteric things that don't really, we don't know. And to be honest, I get the need, because I remember that shoebox that we planted for my, our senior class. We're like, we're going to dig this up in 20 years. Well, only 5 years after we left the school, they dug it up, put a big classroom on top of it, mobile classroom. We can't get to it. I mean, whether they dug it up, we don't know. It's just, it's gone. So I get the value, because I have no idea what I set my, I was 17. I was supposed to dig that up at 37.
Bottle of vodka.
No, we weren't that
and
cool.
that's freaking precious. Like this, knowing that what you were thinking at 17 and that memory is really precious. There is no way you can get it back. And
right.
To answer your question, the idea of DAO is exactly as Alex said. It's a set of smart contracts. So it's code, but it doesn't implies that there is no human agent, human dealing or working with the DAO to make things happen. So basically, the reason why the DAO is there, it's to take the place of human administrators, like CEO and stuff like that. So people that just can, I don't know, like close shop basically.
So through code, it breaks down that hierarchy of needing that central power.
Exactly. And so there is no central power. The DAO is, but the contracts can be maintained. There will be some technological changes to be integrated inside the project, and that can be done, or at least not yet done, by any artificial things. Artificial intelligence doesn't go there. So the plan is to have a set of human agents that will that would be their job to anticipate changes and submit. So the community and those agents will be responsible to anticipate the technological changes, the obstacles, the dangers for the project. And those we call them like the time council. So it's a bit of our lore, but the time council, those guys, they will be paid by the DAO to find solutions to those technological challenges, to first find solutions and then submit those solutions to votes by the community. So basically, the community is the token holders, and you can vote through the token. It's a governance token that we are issuing. So the way it works, it's basically you have a token, you have a voice, and with that voice, your wallet address, you can tick a yes box or no box. And so the community will vote on those solutions, proposed solutions, to maintain the DAO and to maintain the project through time. At the end, when the solution is found, the Time Council is also responsible to hire the proper people, like hire the experts that will be responsible to do the job and make sure the job is done. And so we still have some, we still have an equilibrium to find there. Like all the mechanisms are not completely written down, and we're gonna have a lot of experiment to do as well to make sure that the system we build is truly resilient and doesn't hit a snag somewhere that we haven't anticipated. So we will need to run tests and to find the right balance between smart contracts, people, and like a power of governance. But the idea is to create an environment where everybody will be willing to keep the project going on, and everybody will be rewarded for it.
When you say everybody, you can think of it like as shareholders, like all of the shareholders in the tokens, like everybody has an equal vote?
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, so everybody has to agree in order to make any changes.
Exactly, and they also have the power to revoke time council members. So that's their only executive power, and the Time Council will have the power to submit things to votes, but they won't have a voting power.
Curious.
Interesting. So over time, it would be almost generational. Could it be? Passed on from family to family? Through the generations?
It could be generational. It could be what I think is the Time Council. Those people need to be really almost expert level, because the project is gonna face serious challenges. So those people won't be chosen based on their token holdings, and they won't necessarily need to hold tokens. They will be chosen for their expertise mainly. But the community itself, the token holders, it can be people from the same family, and many families passing down tokens through generational lines. Sorry. Sorry, my English is not my friend.
You're doing great.
Thanks. Exactly. The vision of the project is to create a system that can go through time and live on as long as internet exists, basically.
Yeah, I don't think the internet's going anywhere for a long time.
Yeah, but they're always trying to pass laws with ISPs, telling people here locally, Spectrum or AT&T, about which websites they're supposed to bottleneck, and they're always passing like stupid things in legislature to limit or try to regulate as much as the internet as possible. And I get the reason why, because you don't want just this unruly class of people and have the dark web everywhere. But at the same time, what if time capsules become outlawed in 100 years, or whatever else, and now you can't go on to the website or access your account that you have all these capsules living.
Good point.
Well, I'm just,
that is
I want this to work. I really love this project.
So do they.
But I mean,
if it's something that is in our lifetime,
right,
we will have to figure it out.
Sure.
If it's something that is beyond us, beyond our generation, it's pretty much like to the people that will be holding the project then to figure it out.
It'll be in the next time capsule.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But you are right. There is always unforeseen uses for new ideas and texts, and that might happen. The great thing with internet and the blockchain is it is not constrained by state lines or like country lines.
No borders.
So it would need to be banned like everywhere, basically. But if you are a, let's say, U.S. citizen and the capsule is banned in the U.S., well, I'm pretty certain that except if it's banned because it's used for actual serious criminal activities. If it's banned for, I don't know, other purposes, just like sheer oppression or I don't know what, I'm pretty sure that, or my hope or my hope would be that the community around the project would be strong enough to not make a distinction between Americans and French and whatever, and just support each other and help each other to create alternative systems to retrieve whatever needs to be retrieved. The interesting thing as well is the time capsule. It's a product. TimeDAO it's a project, and the project is carrying the vision, the technological implementation of the vision. The product is just a use case of this project, of the technological implementation. So we will be issuing an SDK, so anybody can use this blockchain protocol basically. So we are building time capsule, but you could tomorrow build another type of time capsule that doesn't fall under the kind of regulation you were mentioning before. So it's we are developing our own products, but at the same time, we want it to be very open and very available for people to bring their own vision and ideas and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a wonderful idea to bring together a community of people who it incentivizes inclusion of like-minded individuals to come up with any type of ideas to use it in all different ways.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fascinating. Do you guys, since 16, when this whole concept was kind of just originated, have you guys actually implemented? I mean, is there a couple capsules out there already on this system that are being tested? Are you guys sending yourself things within a day, week, or month? Yeah. Okay. I see David nodding. Yeah.
There is.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. We're in alpha version, but yeah, there is a test capsule that are like floating out there.
Oh.
And soon we're gonna test the Time Wallet as well.
Time Wallet.
So
Time
yeah.
Wallet. They're giggling, so I could just imagine what's in there.
Are they sending themselves memes?
Yeah.
And you do that. So I mean, and there's no limit. I mean, if you want to send your friend in 5 minutes something to his phone or what. I mean, I'm just kind of trying to conceptualize some of the fun things that could happen, and like you said, you guys already have different product spin-offs that we'll discuss in future episodes. But until something like this happened, that's why I wouldn't trust like cryogenics or not even cryogenics. But what's the term when you freeze yourself?
Oh, like Dr. Evil.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah,
like Dr. Evil.
But you're dependent on that one organization, that one refrigerator to not lose power. Always have backup power. Always have the people with the right mind and still with the same values and vision that you had 50 years ago when you froze yourself. And it's up to them to keep you frozen and not defrost prematurely before they have the technology to revive you. I mean, but it sounds like something. It almost sounds like that could be a spin-off of what you guys are trying to create, because if a frozen person can be maintained off of a DAO system, where it's always perpetually kept alive, everything's,
Or you could put it in the context of like autonomous vehicles,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, it really goes to
definitely. Like if you think about Uber, their business model is to make profit basically. So they need to have their fingers on the knobs to adjust, whatever variables that makes their business go better.
Right.
But you could definitely imagine a service that is run by a DAO and that is set in a certain way that, let's say a community of driver would have defined themselves. So yeah, that's the core of what a DAO is. Really, it's a tool to create a stable consensus.
Stable consensus.
Without the
Stable
corruption of human nature coming in,
Right.
so written into code. Yeah.
Stable consumption.
And maybe to give some more maybe simpler examples for the audience of some DAOs, and there are
Yes.
actually some quite fun projects that were based on DAOs very early on. So as just
I'm sorry, I'm just gonna grab my computer charger.
No worries. As I think Jesse mentioned, so the DAOs started in 2016, but back then they were for nobody kind of knew why they were used, what to do with them, and so some kind of fun projects, as David mentioned, it's to get a general consensus around ideas. I remember that there was a project where there were like some crypto fans that went around in the U.S. That went to conferences and all that sort of people. And what they did is that they organized after parties after each event that they went through, and that's why they funded an organization called TimeDAO, where essentially they were just they had this app, this platform, where they could vote like, okay, well, where is tonight's location for the after party after the event? And that was like one of the earliest use cases of a DAO. So
It's like,
that's
you like to
very
party,
illustrative.
I like to party, let's DAO, let's party DAO.
Exactly. Well, that was their that was an initial project that was issued, and today people can they can even manage funds with DAOs, such as I know that there's recently Vitalik, so the founder of Ethereum, he was promoting a project called Vita DAO, which was to help people manage funds and select which researches they wanted to fund with the money that they had. So essentially, token holders had the power to vote on which project was about to receive the funds. And so that's those are all sorts of DAO implementations of today, only 5 years after their creation.
Fascinating.
Interesting.
Well, I'm learning a lot. Jennifer, I mean, I could come up with like different examples because I really want the audience to understand this, and give us a like, give us a subscribe, hit that bell, because there are going to be a couple more episodes following through, explaining more of this and really getting into depth. So now's the episode to like write those comments down, click that bell so you don't miss another episode, because we will answer those comments. Because my brain is just unraveling.
I have one question.
Yeah, go for it.
So could a DAO be like, because of all the things that we're seeing right now in politics, like could this be a good use case to help with voting and having like trying to get rid of some of the corruption and human error that we're seeing in politics?
Put the politicians in that box and then like put them away for 100 years. That would be ideal. I think that would be worldwide. We'd all appreciate that.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, like how could this fix what this socioeconomic stuff that we're seeing in the world right now?
That's I really love your question, and the reason is because I am at heart passionate by politics in France. I mean, I grew up hearing about like daily politics every day at lunch and stuff like that. My parents were talking about it, so I grew up in that idea that politics is a thing that every people, like every person, should care about and be involved into. The problem now is that what we're asked to do is basically go out every 4 years and put a ballot in a box, and that's about it. That's what our responsibility and commitment as a citizen is limited to.
Right.
And I think it's I don't know if we can say like swear words, but it is very much a swear word. It is not good. It's very disempowering for people. It's very inefficient as a way to really feel the pulse of what people really aspire to, and it's like a gigantic door open to corruption. So the DAO concept in that sphere would apply perfectly paired with a direct democracy tool. So imagine a platform that you would log in with fingerprint identification or various type of whatever ID you can enter that proves that you're a citizen from the United States. And on that platform, you could create laws, you could discuss laws, you could propose like amendments to laws that other people are crafting. And, it wouldn't be like an anonymous thing like Twitter or whatever. It would be a platform where citizens build their own laws. And when this law is submitted to like the general population votes and passes, there is no like political layer to discuss whatever they usually discuss. That would go directly to the administration level whose role is to implement whatever has been decided, usually on the political level, and in that case on the social level.
Well, that would really pose a threat to the
establishment
politicians, right?
It's not a threat.
But I mean,
To them it is.
if they begin to see it like this, then they could. Do you think that they would embrace it for the greater good of the people and the citizens, or would it be something that they'd want to regulate or try to shut down just out of fear of losing that control?
I think it's something that needs to be brought up very sneakily and very non-violently.
Right.
Very very gently, actually, in a very smooth way, and probably in not frontly as something that is political.
Yeah.
So maybe a project building tool or something something to have people practicing their cooperation skills. But where the DAO comes in here, it's all those processes of votes, of choosing and of improving laws or projects or things like that. All those mechanics would be managed or ruled through a DAO, through the smart contracts of a DAO, and that would there wouldn't be any human moderator that could delete a project or delete an idea or so in a way it's a danger because anybody can create any type of proposition, but in another way, it's a very real and honest reflection of what people desire and then what people think as individuals and as a whole as well. So it's a very empowering tool. It's a powerful tool, but it's very honest to the people actually. And I think that's the only way.
So you heard it here, everybody. DAOs create better people.
I like that.
I have the potential to create better people.
And on that note,
it's old, so you can do shitty stuff with it.
Right, you could use it for good or evil.
So let's take a break. Let's we're gonna kind of reflect on everything we've heard in the last half an hour, kind of reconnect, and then we'll come back. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this one message, and we'll return in just a moment. Thanks so much, guys.
See you.
Cryptocurrency can be confusing and hard. At Space Coast Crypto Consulting, we make cryptocurrency easy for you to learn and understand. In a world of uncertainty and out-of-control central banks, it's our mission to empower you with the knowledge that you need to confidently control and grow your own crypto portfolio. Call now to begin your crypto journey. 321-412-4021. That's Space Coast Crypto Consulting at 321-412-4021. Sorry, you
right.
We are back. Welcome back, everybody, to Crypto Wave Podcast. The first segment has been so exciting.
Yeah, no kidding.
Right? We've
Learning a lot.
learning a lot. Very zen, which is unusual for me because, well, actually not because, if you've been following, I am the calm one of the group. And so we're gonna go into we have our two guests from DAO. We have David and Alexandre here with us
from TimeDAO.
From TimeDAO, and we're going to continue our unbelievable conversation. I mean, when we started with this concept of this podcast, we started talking about crypto and coins and Bitcoin. Well, here it is into our 9th, 10th episode, and now we're discussing freezing people, changing election law, putting politicians away for 100 years. I mean, we have really been changing the way.
Well, I mean, there's so many different use cases that we see in the space, right? So, not only in cryptocurrency. I mean,
and its uses. That's really what the show has. It's really been evolving from just coins, right?
Well, blockchain technology is going to disrupt every sector, from not only just finance but all areas. So could you guys go into TimeDAO? And I know we touched a little bit about Capsules, but can you explain like the more in depth, like the two products that you offer? So Capsules, and then you have the wallets, but can you bring in the keepsake aspect? Like,
yeah, because I have a follow-up question, so I want to hear this.
Oh, Alex, they muted.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, for sure. So basically, TimeDAO, as we've explained in the first part of the episode, is basically the DAO. It's what powers all the products that we build upon it. And so we built two products on that DAO that are ruled by the community. So there is the first product, which is the famous time capsule that Joey will probably use against his politicians. Just kidding. And then we have the time wallets as well, which let people send money in the future. And that's pretty much one of the first time in the history that we can actually send money in the future without relying on anyone else, which is pretty groundbreaking when you think about it. So to go back to the time capsule, what it lets people do is basically send any type of digital file that you have on your computer, lock it up, set a date, and then just send it. The same goes for the time wallet. So the time wallet, you can pick whatever cryptocurrency. So for now, it's just crypto. You lock it up on the wallet, and the wallet opens at the date you set it to open. And you can keep adding more funds during the locking period, but it only unlocks at the date you set it to open. So those are the products.
There's a maturity date.
There's no take backs. You can't be like, oh no, I'm gonna tap into that for a penalty.
No, and that's why exactly like companies usually they allow that, but since it's completely decentralized, so we are no company, we cannot make anything against the smart contracts, against the programmed dates. Yeah.
So funny.
This is just amazing.
So it's perfect if you have lettuce hands or paper hands, and you get really emotional in the market, and you're quick to sell. It's like.
Yeah, that is the tool for that, and then I am gonna use it this way as well, because I have a slight tendency to be quick on the trigger, as we say. So I'm gonna lock a part of it, and then the project is really at its early stage, but you can imagine wallets containing crypto that are indexed or I don't necessarily know the
an index,
like
a basket of cryptos.
Put on curve or something that with like that generates interest basically.
Okay, yeah.
And so it's locked, and at the same time it generates interest. For example, if you have like the staking mechanism, staking basically you put your crypto in a pool and you trust a pool to take care of your money and give you a reward for that. If the aim of the staking is just creating like not using the fund that you have put in the pool, but just making sure that some funds are held, you can do that with a time wallet, basically. So you don't need to give your money to a pool. You just need to prove that your whatever crypto is time locked.
So this could be integrated into those DeFi platforms. You could be earning yield, and while your crypto is locked up, generating interest. I mean, you can't find a bank that's gonna.
I was gonna say, this sounds exactly like what a CD or money market was. 5-7 years, you lock it up, you can't touch it, and then it matures and it sunsets, and then you get your money back with that interest.
Exactly.
But since those don't exist now, because banks just rather not play that game anymore, and I mean those are kind of archaic products now. But what you're saying is you could kind of do that with this product.
Not yet, but that's the game. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Now,
and you would be working with the other tokens, other coins, like a Cardano. I'm just using that as an example to stake with them, or where you would be staking with a Stellar or somebody, XRP.
Exactly.
Is that how that would be? They could.
Well, if you're locking up an Ethereum or Stellar or whatever you're staking with,
you stake it into you just stake it into.
If it's already staking and you lock it up,
you lock it into your own.
But it would already have to be like a staking product.
I got you. Building partnerships with other platform systems and everything. So that is why it's down the road. But the potential is there and the aim is there as well.
You could see why the banks just hate. You could just see why the banks just hate this crypto stuff.
So I have a follow-up question. Yeah. So let's pretend I don't have any kids, by the way. So it'd be real awkward for me to send something to a grandkid because I don't know how that's going to happen. But let's just say you do have a kid and you hope that they have a grandkid. And only that grandkid could access this time capsule that you're sending to them. Like this is for my second generation or third generation, me, whatever it is down the family tree. Future generations to come. But what if perhaps, your kid, God forbid, can't have a baby? And where does this time capsule, time wallet mature? Like, because if that kid never existed and you plan to have them receive it, you see what I'm saying? So does that just become like fodder in the system, just getting like cluttered, just spinning out there, just waiting for someone to open it up? Or I'm just fascinated with that.
Right, because old money, a lot of the old wills went to just the men in the family. So if you don't have a man, what happens?
Get to the mic.
I'm sorry, I've been breathing heavy, so I've been staying away. So some of the old.
That's a good question. That's a fair question. I don't have a clear answer about that.
It's like having a savings account box in a bank, and you lose the key, or the bank goes under.
That's the thing. In that case, it's not in a bank, and you can lose the key. But we are offering several ways not to lose the key, or to duplicate the key as well, or to entrust the key with other people. But to answer the specific topic of what if a capsule doesn't
find its receiver?
Well, it's not open. Then it's not open. It matures. It can be open with the proper IDs.
Right.
But it's just stay there, basically.
So also the same way. So each capsule or even wallet needs to be opened with credentials. So there's the capsule name that you put, and then there's the password that you place with it. And so it's the same way as, let's say, a Gmail account or whatever, but it's decentralized. Mm-hmm. So anyone who has the credentials can access it. So it's basically going to be the job of your kids to pass the credentials to their kids as well.
Gotcha,
and they're going to be, and we're going to make it easier than just passing some simple credentials, of course.
Yeah, because I'm thinking like imagine like the storage wars where people abandon their storage. It's almost like that. Like you have all these all these things that you want to send to your future self or whatever else. But what if you die before it matures?
Family lore, I guess it's in the will.
Like now it's in the will. Maybe it's just out there. So even if you send yourself like 800 Bitcoin in the future, but you pass away. That 800 Bitcoin
that's a fair question. Yeah. Actually, what we offer is the certainty that
your capsule will remain available. And
Okay.
we offer as well several ways to be able to retrieve this capsule. We haven't went too much in detail in how to help further people to access their capsule, or like a dead man switch or something like that. It's not yet planned in the roadmap.
Sure.
But it's gonna come because it's a feature that needs to be there, and there is a lot of possibilities. But for now, what we are really focusing on is providing a stable and durable platform for the capsule to still be there when you set it to open.
See, I'm just fascinated, and an excited crowd asks questions, right? So I'm just very excited, and it seems like a just fun.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've already written down stuff that I need to reflect on and ask my friend and talk with my friend.
Excellent.
Yeah. The actual what if the capsule is not open? It's a really great question.
Yeah.
No, it's really it points something that needs to be clarified on our side, and thanks for that.
I mean, because imagine if it was like Storage Wars, and you could be like, these are all the abandoned capsules, and you could bid on them. Like
Hopefully you get a good one.
Who knows what's in there? It could be a letter, it could be a meme, could be some Bitcoin.
Jesse's been asking a lot of questions about dead
You are on
things.
fire, man.
Cryogenics. If you're dead.
Is there anything else that you want to talk about today? I know we have a.
Just gonna push this all the way over.
Is there anything else that you want to address today, or can you tell us where can we find you?
Sure. So we have we're going to be on pretty much all platforms, but we have our website and a new one coming very soon. So it's basically TimeDAO.org, and you guys can follow us on especially Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and also we have a Telegram group. So everyone is welcome, can ask your questions as well.
I love Telegram. What a cool platform.
Yeah. I like Telegram.
Yep.
Cool. I'll find you guys.
Well, it's been such a pleasure having you guys on the episode today. We talked about a lot of really great stuff. We learned a lot of great things. We asked a lot of really good questions. And next week, when we shoot the show again, we're going to have you guys back. We're going to go further into depth on blockchain and decentralization and anonymity, and dive deeper into DAOs and all the potential and possibility out there.
And we'll hook up when we post. We'll have all your links as well, so that if people have questions, we'll link you with the telegrams and the.
Awesome.
All of the platforms, yes.
All the other links.
Thank you guys for the opportunity. It was really fun and really pleasurable.
Yes,
good
absolutely.
time.
We're
Thank
just
you.
getting started. We're just warming up.
Yeah. I'm already looking forward to the next couple episodes to learn more about this. And once again, we just want to remind our audience, if you have some questions and you're shy, contact Jennifer. If you don't want to put under the comments on YouTube, we get it, because even though there's no such thing as a wrong question or a bad question, how can they find you to ask questions for next episodes?
If you have any questions about DAOs, or if you're interested in learning about how you can buy, sell, or store your digital assets, you can contact me at Space Coast Crypto Consulting. And then also you can find us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. And so make sure that if you enjoyed the show, you share us where you watch us.
Exactly. And remember, click the subscribe, click the bell. That way you get notified when we go either live or release another video, because you don't want to miss this series. Again, this is part 1 of 3. And so far, we may even go even further. So if you like the conversation, if you like what you're hearing, then certainly give that subscribe. And thank you so much for tuning in. Again, on behalf of all of us at Crypto Wave Podcast, thank you so much. Thank you to the guys from Time DAO. We're going to see you guys next week and hear all about part 2. And by then, we'll talk about it. I'll have some more less morbid, kind of questions, I guess. But we're talking about the future.
I guess death is in the future.
Death is in the future.
Greed side up, if you look at it that
way. but so is life. Maybe we could send our DNA in the future, and somebody will know what to do with that, and they could rebuild one of us.
Oh,
the
that's
Zen
a wonderful
part.
idea.
Yeah. So
maybe these guys could teach us a little bit about Zen and
Yeah,
that's what we need, Jesse. Jesse and I need a little bit more Zen in our life. That's why we have Jennifer. Jennifer gives us the peace.
She's the balance.
She's the balance.
All right, guys.
She's our yin to our yang.
Okay, guys, settle down, settle down.
All right, thank you all. Appreciate it.
All right,
Bye. Thank you very
bye.
much.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Ciao.
Bye.